Hello, hello. Hi, everyone. So I realized last night might have been a little too ambitious with the 30 likes. So I went ahead and brought it down to 25 because that was achievable yesterday. So hopefully that will be achievable today. And we'll work our way up from there. But I am doing the same thing I did last night. If I hit 25 likes, I will do a free reading for someone at random. Hi, Marta. Hi, Nisha. Thank you guys for liking. I appreciate it. We're going to start this off with pendulum reads tonight again. I've just been really into the pendulum readings tonight. I've been really connecting with my pendulum lately. So that's what we're doing. We'll probably get back to like one card pulls at some point. I like to switch it up. So go ahead and ask your yes no questions that you have. Hey, Margaret, thank you for liking. Thank you for being here. What do you see, baby? All right, Nisha says, spoke to Elle today. We got another argument. Is Elle upset because I posted I was on live with Emmanuel? Okay. Is Elle upset because she posted she was on live with Emmanuel? Is this the reason Elle is upset, please? All right, Nisha, I am getting a yes for that one. Marta, is Salvatore thinking of Marta today, missing her? Is Salvatore thinking of Marta today, missing her? Marta, I'm also getting a yes for you as well. Hi, Stacy. Thank you for donating. Let me see what time that came through. All right, so Stacy, you'll be first on the list. Since it wasn't a pre-order, the only way to lock in your position on that list is by making sure you stay there when someone else donates, sending that $5 so that no one can skip you. But hopefully you won't have to do that. Okay. So, Stacy. All right. Next on our list here, we have Gina. Gina says, will Josh and I grow closer romantically in the coming weeks? Will Josh and Gina grow closer romantically in the coming weeks? Gina, I'm getting a no for that one. Could have to do with the timing. You're welcome, Nisha. You're welcome, Marta. Zoe. Make sure you guys are liking. I did change the number from 30 likes to 25 just to make it a little bit more attainable for everyone. If I hit 25 likes, I will do a free reading for someone at random. So make sure that you guys are liking. We got to that number last night, I believe. So I think it's attainable. So just make sure that you guys are liking, sharing the video out with friends, things like that. Because as long as you're here and we hit 25, I will be pulling someone at random to do a reading for. Zoe says, will I go to a new relationship soon? Will Zoe enter into a new relationship soon? Will Zoe enter into a new relationship soon? I am getting a yes for you. Margaret. Margaret, I'm getting a no. Mature dolls, how are you? Is this Capricorn they're asking about in love with them? Yes or no, please. Not yet, mature. I'm getting a no right now. Hi, Brianna. Hey, Margaret. Oh, you're welcome, Margaret. Let's see where we're at, guys. 5 likes. Come on. You guys can do better than that. I know I've answered more than 5 questions tonight. Remember that I've lowered the amount to 25 likes that I will be offering a free tarot reading to someone. So make sure that you guys are taking the opportunity to like if you want a chance at a free reading with me tonight. Hey, Nim. Thank you for the like. Daisha, I'm getting a yes for you. Hi, Divine. Ray, I'm getting a yes for you. Nim, I'm getting a yes. So, Empress, your future spouse's career does involve helping people, but not in this way that you might think. Um, I feel like this isn't a natural job that would be catering to other people. So it's not like a serving career. And what I mean by that is it's not like working in hospice care or being a nurse or a doctor necessarily. Making sure that you're putting someone else's needs above your own for a career every single day, being a nanny, um, being a dog groomer, being a veterinarian. Like, I don't think it's that hands on. I do think that what he does affect the the person's life. Um, so some careers that I think that they could be helping people would be doing like administration work at a medical practice, or for example, my husband currently he works for a security company that helps watch over people and keep them safe. I don't think it's a I'll just put it this way, I don't think it's a hands-on career helping people hands on. I think it's more like he's helping them from a distance. All right. So Brianna says, Brianna, I'm getting a no. Yeah, I'm not sure. I know that you can see whether someone's looking at your story or not. So if you didn't see it, I don't think it happened. Unless you're wondering if they're watching you from another account or something. But I'm getting a no. You're welcome, Empress. Sorry if that was confusing. For good, I'm getting a no. We are 14 likes away from me giving away a free reading tonight, guys. 14 likes away. So Langland, you're asking me 2 questions in that comment technically, so I'm only going to look at the first question for you. And I am getting a yes. I think this is something he eventually wants to happen. Hey, Mercy. Thank you for joining us tonight. Do you have a yes/no question you would like to ask? You're welcome, Langland. 12 more likes and I'm doing a free reading giveaway. Hi, Infinity. Hi, Carlene. Mercy, I'm getting a yes for you. Infinity, I'm getting a yes for you. You're welcome. You're welcome, Infinity. Carlene, I'm getting a yes. They actually were like really calm while you were in the shower. I know. You can't take it away. No. What are you doing? Okay. You're welcome, Carlene. All right, so we are going to move on to donations. Stacy, if you want to post, go for it. Jintu, I'm getting a no for that one. So really quickly before you give them the normal one you give to Bodhi,
probably, yeah, it's probably because it's the same brand.
Yeah. Hey, Randy Lee, I'm so sorry you just missed. You just missed the free list. We just closed it. I'm moving on to donations now. Sorry. But if you want to make sure you like the live stream, if I can get to 25 likes tonight, I am going to be offering a free reading to someone at random. So you might be able to win that if you stick around for a little bit. Okay, so Stacy says, I wish I didn't have to keep asking the same question, but I still haven't heard from Ryan. You were right in your last reading. He did go out drinking last night. Oh my god, really? He did go out drinking, okay. Yeah, I kept picking up on alcohol or some, like, I don't want to say substance, but yeah, I was picking up on that. Okay. What do I want to do? So he's probably hungover. All right, how is he feeling about Stacy today? How is he feeling about Stacy today? Okay, so something is making me feel like he has outsourced his problems to someone else. So I feel like he's relying on a friend right now. So I feel like he is talking this out with another person. And I think, I don't know if it's actually helping him, but I think getting his frustrations or grievances off his chest might be making him more calm. Hey James, thanks for the donation. So I do feel like he's relying on another person to kind of vent stuff to. I do think he's going to someone who has blind loyalty to him, because I think that he needs to feel right at this time. He wants to feel like he's correct. So he's going to go to someone who is going to support him and back him up. I think that he's very concerned about your differences right now. He wonders, like, if there's too many differences that you guys are having, like, is this something you're going to be able to work through? And he feels like he's kind of at a crossroads right now himself. I did say that he was like relying on maybe, or outsourcing to a friend or something, because I have the 3 of Cups here. Of friendship, just going out trying to distract himself. He does feel like, or I guess I should say, he wants to believe that you guys can come back from this. I don't know if he fully trusts that, but he really wants to believe that. His feelings for you, I have the 2 of Cups. So you're still here as like the love, his love, his girlfriend, his relationship. Cut the deck and I have the Page of Cups. This indicates that he does still have hope for this connection. So I have the 7 of Swords. He's just really in escape mode at this time. I think he's really just trying to, I don't know. I feel almost as like this is where he's at. He wants to have hope for the connection. He wants to still feel like you guys can get through this. But I think that every single day he doubts it more and more. And I think that by distracting himself or doing these other extracurricular things, it's like it helps him avoid what he feels is inevitable. Or, like, I will say, I feel like he thinks that this is like an inevitable end. I just feel like he doesn't see a way out. And of course, he still wants to be with you, so he keeps leaving it on a cliffhanger because he's not fully ready to wrap his mind around the fact that you guys would break up. um I feel like he's just not ready to confront that right now. So he could just be taking his time right now, trying to figure out what a solution would be here. Is it worth giving it another chance? Has he exhausted all of his options? What does he do? Three of Wands confirming that because he's talking about forward planning, foresight, and forward planning. I get it. You said I just don't get why he wouldn't reach out. um Again, I touched on that a little bit last night. What I was picking up was that if he thinks that every time you guys get together, it's gonna be a conflict and you guys are gonna fight and argue, he why would he want to put himself in a situation for that to happen again? I do feel like he wants a solution. So I think that if he could feel like there was a solution here, then I think he'd be much more likely to reach out to you. If he felt like there was a positive step forward, but I think that he probably feels that if he reaches out to you again anytime in the near future, that this is like officially done. Because he just feels like, how many times can I fight with her? How many times can we argue? How many times can we have the same conversation and not get to like any kind of clarity whatsoever? So I think that he's really trying to avoid what he perceives to be the inevitable. I do believe that as much as he wants to see this through and as much as he wants to believe in your connection, I think he's very worried that you guys are nearing your end. And so maybe he's scared of that. Maybe he doesn't want to reach out to you because he's worried that like that's it. It's done. Um and maybe he just needs some time to think. He's feels like he's up against some kind of deadline and he's thinking, have I thought of everything? Have we tried everything? Is there anything else that we can do before we call it? Um let's see. Well, I got the 2 of Cups, but let's ask. Does he want Stacy to reach out to him? Does he still plan on reaching out to her? I still think that he has intentions of communicating with you. I don't think the timeline has changed for tomorrow. I think he just needed to kind of get out of his head, and like let some more time pass. I think he would be open to it, open to you reaching out to him at this point, but I don't think he's sitting here like desperate for you to communicate with him at this time. Does that make sense? Like, I think that he would be open to it, hearing from you, especially if you guys could talk about some oh my god, I just had the word and then I lost it. If you guys could kind of just basically bring ideas to the table of how to work through this, I think that he'd be open to hearing from you, but I don't think he's sitting around waiting for you to text him. I think he's going to communicate with you, but the question is it always on his terms, Stacy? Because if you feel like it's always on his terms, then maybe it's time to kind of get the power back in your own hands. I think he's going to communicate with you regardless. I think he's going to reach out to you himself. And I feel like if the timeline's still on for tomorrow, like I still feel like you're going to hear from him by the weekend. But if you feel like you're constantly waiting on him to make these moves, he's not thinking negatively about his feelings for you. That's actually what's keeping him in this longer than he has. But I think that he is thinking negatively about your future because he doesn't know if this is something you guys will be able to get through. 6 more likes, guys, and I'm offering a free reading to some lucky winner tonight. I see I got some donations in. I will be updating the list in just a second so everyone can see where they're at. Yeah, Stacey, I feel like he just went to someone with blind loyalty. So I'm thinking this could be like a friend of his, maybe someone who's gonna take his side. Or at least he went into it assuming that this person would take his side. I think that it's up to you about if you contact him. I truly think it's up to you. I don't know if I'm sensing that he's in a super talkative mood tonight. I'm just getting he's not quite ready just yet. But I also feel like you deserve to be able to say what you need to say and get things off of your chest if you feel like, and you don't want to wait around for him, then I think that's your prerogative. I keep going back to the therapy thing. I just want to be clear that if you lead the conversation with a solution or a way to try to help the connection, I think that you guys would do much better. I just worry about you guys just getting back in the same cycle without bringing up solutions. That's like the main thing that I keep hearing, is that you guys have to talk about a way through this together. And know that the next time you guys talk, it's not going to be all figured out. But if you have like a general direction of where you're heading, that will be helpful. Okay, I went ahead and posted the list, everyone. So that way you guys know where you're at. Stacy says, yeah, I'm getting he's not quite ready yet either. Good, Stacy, good. I'm glad that I'm confirming your intuition. That feels right to me. I think things will feel more clear tomorrow and through the weekend. And just keep in mind, if there's any other solutions you can think of, Stacy, outside of therapy, if there's anything else you can think of that might help your relationship, like couples games. I know they have those on Amazon where it helps you understand one another better and helps you get back to the like core of why you guys are together. I really think that therapy is probably the best option because I keep hearing that, but I think that if it's scary to do that just yet, try to do some research, think of other options, other solutions. I think if you can go to him with a couple things, then he'll know that you really took this time over the last couple of days to figure out a way to work through it. I think he'll be very open to that idea, because I really feel like he feels you guys are coming to an end, and I think that he's looking for some kind of hope to hang on to right now. Thank you, Emma. I mean, Stacy. Sorry, I just looked at the name Emma and M wins, so that got stuck in my head. Thank you, Stacy. Okay, this is for James. 6 likes away from me giving away a free reading. So if you're in here hanging out and you have not liked the live stream, make sure you do so. You're welcome, Stacy. All right, James. Maybe she's just doing a lot of thinking today, internally, like just really in her head. I'm not sure. Or this could indicate that you guys have not talked that much today. You can tell me. I'm not sure which one it is, but I feel like there's just like a more quieter, more subdued side to her at this time. Where those days you do the check-ins almost every day. So keep in mind some things might not change too much from the day before, but I pull what I can pull. And I feel like today is one of the days where she's just in her own head, doing her own things. For some reason I'm seeing, I know that she does tattooing, but I'm seeing, does she have like a adult coloring book by chance? Because for some reason I'm seeing like a form of meditation is like drawing or coloring or something like that, but that's what I see her doing. Oh, Stacy, thank you. I'll add you to the list, okay? But yeah, it seems like she's just kind of maybe using some type of creative outlet today, and I don't know. I don't see her being like super enthusiastic, but I also don't see her being like sad. I just kind of see her like maybe being on her own. Her thoughts are kind of introverted today. I don't know if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. Well, actually there could be a little bit of sadness. There could be. Maybe a little melancholy, possibly. I see her presented as what she's giving the connection is the King of Wands. So it's funny, James, because I see sometimes I feel she wants you to take the lead and be in charge. And then sometimes she wants to. She likes to switch that power role dynamic. But I see her today kind of like letting the relationship take her lead. So she's basically saying, I'm only going to do today what I want to do. That's kind of the vibe. Page of Swords. Page of Swords under intentions. What's the Page of Swords doing here under intentions? Stacy paid to skip. All right. I'll move you to the top of the list, okay? So you'll be after James, Stacy. Why is the Page of Swords here under intentions? Okay, so James, she's actually showing me, this is a funny message, that you know how like she gets with you. Sometimes she's kind of just like, what the hell? She's kind of feisty. I hear that she's defensive of you in the same way. So like she's very protective of your relationship. So there may have been something that happened today or something that has happened in the recent past where she's kind of like came to your defense. Not that like I don't want you to think like someone was talking bad about you, but she's, even if someone was talking like even just slightly perceived to be negative, like they could have said I'm just trying to think. Oh yeah, he works a lot, doesn't he? But kind of like with an undertone of like judgment. She'd be like, "Oh no, you're not going to do that. No, we're not going to talk about him like that." Like she get very defensive of you. I feel she's very protective of the connection, and that could just be growing. Because I have the Page of Swords here. So it's like, don't ever question, because I feel like just as much as she stands up for herself with you, she stands up for you to other people. She's very defensive of your relationship and very protective of you as well. Let's see. Um why is the Page of Swords here for intentions? So that could just be her saying, like, I intend to continue to protect this relationship and come to the defense of you as well. I'm not going to let someone else influence. Aw, Knight of Cups. I'm not going to let someone else influence you or our relationship, or sorry, influence me over about you or our relationship. I feel like she pretty much is like, this is my mind. This is my mind, and it's decided what it's decided, and no one can come in and change my mind about that. So just, she has a backbone. She has a backbone when it comes to you and your relationship. Um, is there any blocks here? Is there any blocks? Is there any influences? No influences. I'm not really picking up any blocks today, James, but I do feel like I feel like she's just being a bit of a loner today. So if you have had the opportunity to communicate with her, it's like, feel lucky, because I don't think that she's doing that with many people today. I think she's keeping to herself as much as possible, just kind of like zoning out. This is a very I feel like I'm tapping into certain information for this reading, but I don't know if it's because we just did a reading like this last night and the day before. I just want to make sure that, you know, you understand I'm not always going to have like a well of information, especially when we do these so close together. But I do see here is the Page of Pentacles for the overall energy. And that's not the first time that you've gotten the Page of Pentacles as the overall energy. And this indicates like good business partnerships, that you guys can work well together to achieve a common goal. So that's the overall energy. What is your mini question? The moon is in Sag tomorrow. We just had a full moon in Scorpio. Moon in Sag. It says moon enters Sag May 25th. I think you might be a month ahead, Carlene. All right, 5 more likes and we are doing a free read tonight for some lucky winner. Also, just a little tip for you guys. If you get a donated reading with me and you know you're going to have a follow-up question, make sure you get it to me before your reading starts, or at least during your reading, because then you won't have to be put back into rotation. It's just a little tip. You don't have to do that if you don't want to, but it helps you not have to wait, because I will allow up to 3 readings in a row before I move on to the next person. James might be a little bit behind on the live stream, but hopefully he sees this. Oh, okay, James. We'll come back to you after Stacy. Okay, so Stacy. Stacy says, when Ryan and I get together next to talk, how is he going to be towards me? I just want to understand what kind of energy he's going to be in. Okay. Let's see. When Ryan and Stacy get together next to talk, how is he going to be towards her? Here's my advice, Stacy, is that when you guys get together, like, let's just say you guys talk tomorrow and he's like, I would like to get together on Sunday. Okay. Okay. When on Sunday? 3:00. Okay, cool. When you get up on Sunday, make sure that you message him that day and you say, hey, are you still willing to talk? Or is today still a good day for you? Something like that. Because I feel like he's going to make these plans to get together to talk, and then he's going to possibly regret choosing that specific day. So if you say, hey, on Sunday, this is again an example. If you say, hey, is today still a good day? He giving him that opportunity to back out would be important, because maybe he'll say, well, Monday will be better. What I want is for you guys to have a harmonious, open, honest, like, communication. I don't want him to be hung up on anything. I don't want you to be. I want you guys to go there with like receptive and open and loving vibes. And I feel like sometimes when people make plans, it's because in that moment that sounds good to them. And then when the day actually comes, then they realize that the mood of the day feels different. They don't feel as willing or wanting to follow through with those plans. And I worry that he might be a little bit more antisocial that day. He might be more restrictive. They're saying like paralyzed by fear or withdrawn from you. And I want you to go into it on a day where he's feeling his best or as good as possible. And I know for you, probably you're just going to take whatever he gives you. Like if he says, oh, I can do this day, does that work? You're going to say, yeah, that works for me. And because you're just desperate to have this conversation with him. But I think it's more important that we're both going into this with a clear mind as much as possible. So that day that you guys decide to get together, that morning, reach out to him and say, hey, is today still a good day for you? Are you open to having this conversation? Allow him one more chance to back out. Now, if he says, yeah, it's good, it's all good, that means that he's ready. That means that he feels good, he feels open to have this conversation with you. Perfect. Because that's what, like, the biggest message I'm getting is, like, people's moods can change from day to day, and we want to make sure that we're starting off at the best advantage that we can. So I really think that that would be great. Now that that is the decision and you've made that decision to do this, and you've said in your head, I'm going to give him that opportunity to reschedule if he needs to. Now that we've made that decision, let's see what the energy looks like. When they get together to talk, how is he going to be towards her? How is he going to be towards her? So there's a card here, Two of Pentacles, talking about wanting to find balance with you and being resourceful. So I think that he is going to be open to other modalities to try to solve your problems. So I think this is really good. The Six of Wands says success and victory. Six of Cups says open to reunion and reconciliation. This decision that you have made to give him an out, to reschedule to a better day if needed, has now changed the energy of your reading. So Six of Cups talks about missing you, and wanting to reunite with you. Sorry, my camera messed up. Six of Cups talks about him missing you and him wanting to reunite with you. So I definitely feel like this is a more loving, open, and receptive energy. I also see here that your emotions are going to matter to him more on the day that he feels like, if you guys choose a day and he says, yeah, I'm still good with it, I feel like allowing him that opportunity, he's like, wow, she really respects like that, like my feelings in this. And I think going into that, feeling like you're just checking in with him, like, is this still a good day? That says something to him and that feels good. And then I also see the world. So it says like success and accomplishment. So you have multiple cards talking about achieving your goal. I would love to see judgment here because judgment talks about forgiveness and healing. But I think that this is still a good place to start. I wonder if I should send him a warm message tomorrow saying that I'm open to reconcile. I think you should make that decision tomorrow. I think that may sound good to you tonight, but I think tomorrow wait to see how you feel about it, because tomorrow you might decide that you want to wait till he reaches out to you, or you want to give it one more day and then you might make that decision. Don't make any hasty decisions here. Wait until you see tomorrow how you're feeling about that. Because considering how things left off, I think that you just are going to have to see what you feel like tomorrow about that decision. Again, I don't think he's opposed to hearing from you, but I don't think because I think he has plans to communicate with you in the near future. That's the thing. And so hearing from you is not a bad thing, but sending a warm message and saying you're open to reconcile, he's gonna be like, oh great, but I already knew that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think he's gonna be like, that's not solving our problem here. I knew that. I know that you love me. I know that you miss me. I know that you want to be with me and try to work this out, but that's not the problem at hand. If that was the problem, we wouldn't have a problem. So I think he's looking for more solution based ways to move through this together. I've always thought it's best for him to reach out. Yeah, I mean, it sucks because I feel like on your end you know are like waiting around for him to communicate with you, but if you're trying to be heard and understood, it is best to respect someone else's process, because then they're going to be more receptive to you. And I think that's what I'm being encouraged to tell you throughout these readings is, follow your gut. Don't ignore that, because you've been saying, this evening, and I think even last night, you were like, I think it's best to let him communicate with me. I'm not feeling that he's ready to talk yet. And it's like, you should trust yourself too, because you're feeling what I'm feeling at the same time. So I think tomorrow, just feel it out. I think once tomorrow gets here, it's possible you're gonna be like, you know what? I'm just going to wait for him to reach out. It was a nice thought last night, but I don't think that's what's best today. And or maybe you will. Maybe you will think it's best to communicate with him tomorrow yourself, but I think make that decision tomorrow. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. Um but yeah, my hope is that by this weekend you guys have plans to get back together and have a conversation, or at least you make the plans, even if it's not, even if it doesn't happen this weekend, maybe it happens like next week, like on Wednesday or Thursday for example. I hope that at least by this weekend you guys have made that plan to try to get back together, um and talk this through. 4 more likes, guys, and I'll be doing a free reading before I get off of here. You said, well, that's the good. Wait, that's good that the energy is better when we get together. I'll think of some solutions. Yeah, I think that would be great. And I do hope, Stacy, that he also comes to the table with some solutions himself. Um, but I think it will be good for you to be like, I took the time these couple of days apart to really think on things, and I'm tired of talking about the problems. I don't want to talk about it. I want to be about it. Like I don't want to just talk about our problems. I want to actually come up with a solution. So I've done some research. I've gotten some advice, and these are some things that I've thought that maybe we could try. What do you think about this? Because then at least you can walk away from this saying, at least it wasn't the same last time. At least we walked away with a solution this time. It's not like how it was before. But yeah, Stacy girl, that is what I have for you. I hope that answers your question. All right, so we are back to James. Let's see if he's still on the phone. You're welcome, Stacy. Thank you so much. So Emma's, I see that you donated for a second reading. I'm going to go ahead and put a last call on the screen as well. Last call for donations. Thanks, Emma. I'll be with you. Well, it looks like you're last on my list as of right now, but I'll make sure that I have you down for two readings. Okay, so we'll come back to James. So next up we have is Randy Lee. Randy Lee, if you're here, please let me know. Three more likes and we're giving away a free reading. Hey, Randy Lee. I've got you down for a yes no question. Can you confirm that and then let me know what your question is? May, thank you for liking. Randy Lee, what's your yes no question? Oh, I see it. I see it. Thank you. Is Randy Lee's husband job stable for the next 4 years? All right, so Randy Lee, I'm actually getting a yes. I see here, I confirmed with the pendulum, getting a yes, it's stable. The King of Wands talks about like leadership, management, supervisory roles, unexpected income, optimism. I don't know, like I don't know what he currently does. If he's already in a supervisory position, this could just indicate stability there, but it can also indicate that if he's not in a supervisory position over the next 4 years, he'd probably get promoted. So, I feel like it's good. When I was shuffling, I heard that this would be his decision to leave. So, I feel as long as he wants to work there, he should have the ability to. King of Wands. That's what I'm picking up on. Is there a fear surrounding needing to move? You said, Randy Lee, you said there is a concern or a fear about that. Um, I feel like you guys are gonna be okay. Like I'm not getting any worry or concern. I was picking up fear, but it was in my chest. And that's how I knew that it might be a fear of yours or your husband's or you both. But it wasn't in my gut. Like I didn't necessarily feel the intuition in my like solar sacral plexus kind of vibe. Um, so it made me think that maybe I was just picking up on your fear possibly. M Wims, I have you for a Randy, I hope that gives you some comfort. That's what I was getting. I do hope I'm right for your sake. All right, M Win says, how will things go this Saturday? Hanging out with the Libra. How will things go this Saturday? Hanging out with the Libra. What do you mean, Randy Lee? What are you asking me? Are you asking me another yes/no question? How will things go this Saturday hanging out with the Libra? I feel like you're going to be able to see a little bit more of his personality, at this time. I feel like you're going to see how he reacts in the face of frustration, or if he's annoyed, or if he's like irritated. I feel like something happens here where it's like, there could have been an inconvenience. Whatever you guys are doing, something would have bothered him. You're going to be able to see how he acts when he's faced with that type of situation. And I think that's good because that's going to give you more insight into who he is. They're also saying like seeing more of his personality. I do think that he pleasantly surprises you as well. I feel like there's a lot of like intellectual conversation. I'm also seeing with the Knight of Cups is just like the excitement of going on another date or whatever you would title it. Um, Randy Lee was part of the moving question, but I think so. Randy Lee, so the donation that you sent was a yes no question, like one yes no basic, no elaboration. That's what you donated for. So the fact that I did elaborate a little bit further on it for you was just because I wanted to do that out of the kindness of my heart. But for the yes no questions, it's pretty much just like yes no. I don't typically go into further detail or ask multiple yes no questions. Um, but if you wanted to like further elaborate next time, you can always donate the $8 or yeah, the $8 reading for a mini. And then that way we can look a little bit deeper into things for you. Not a totally much deeper, but we could still do a little bit deeper for you. James, that's okay. I'll get back to you in a second. I'm still working on M. All right. So M, Yeah, back to attraction, dating, affection. I feel like you, again, I want to reiterate, I think you're pleasantly surprised by him. I think you continue to be pleasantly surprised. So it's not showing that but I will say that the Knight of Cups is here at the center of your reading, and it does talk about showing affection and being like really flirty and hands-on. And then I had seen another card, I think it was the Hangman, talking about needing release. So like there's some type of like building of tension that I think you're gonna want to explore further. So I do think that there's like an air around this reading of like kissing one another. I don't know for sure if that's what's going to happen, but if it makes you feel better, the Knight of Cups is the center of the reading. So that's definitely a good thing if that's what you want to happen. I think you're not as nervous going into this. He's not as nervous going into this. There's still some nerves there, but I think the transition between date one, date two feels more settled, not as like high anxiety or nervous energy. And I think that you guys just, you just have a good time. You just have a good time. So, yeah, I feel like it's good. I feel like it looks good. I'm hoping for a third date for you, especially since you feel so, you said so smitten. That's cute. I'm happy for you. You are welcome, Em. All right, guys. So the list is closed for the night. James and Emma, you're more than welcome to add to your reading. However, I'm not taking any new donations outside of that. But what I will do is allow for the free giveaway reading that I've been talking about during this live stream. I'll let that go until the end of the broadcast. So if we can hit 25 likes before I'm done with my donation list, I will do an additional free reading for someone. So all we need is 3 more likes, guys. It's super simple. And then I will be doing a giveaway, picking someone at random, okay? So either stick around or keep an eye on my likes on this live stream and maybe pop in and out. But when I actually, like, if we get to that number tonight and I'm actually choosing, you have to be physically present in the chat. Okay, so next up we have you're welcome. I don't know if I said that yet. So James, we're finishing up your reading. Hey IJ, how are you? Welcome in. All right, sorry for the delay. An old friend of mine called me. We were talking about James. That's okay. That's okay. We just kept moving through the list. My first mini is my friend is throwing a party next weekend, first weekend in May before his wedding. How will I go? How will it go if I bring Patty with me? Oh, nice. Is this like a engagement party or something? Oh, okay. So it's not like a bachelor party though, right? Would you be able to bring Patty with you? Okay, perfect. All right, shuffling now. Friend is throwing a party next weekend, first weekend in May before his wedding. How will it go? Oh, nice. Are you going to that too? How will it go if they bring Patty? Okay, how will it go if James brings Patty? Nice. I'm sure that'll be fun. I love the idea of a Monday wedding. I feel like that's what I would have done if we didn't find the venue that we did, and or we knew that like a lot of our friends and family would be able to take the time off. But it's complicated because you got to ask people to take time off for a Monday wedding, especially if they work during the week, and we were just like, ugh. But I do love that idea. I think that's cool. How will this go if James brings Patty with him? My goodness, we have a lot of fire energy. Ray, thank you. Thank you for that update. Yes, just 2 more likes, guys, and we'll be giving away a free tarot reading tonight. If you're just joining us, make sure you like, just in case you might be that lucky winner. So James, I think overall it's gonna go well. I do have the lots of fire energy, lots of wands. We have the King of Wands and the Knight of Wands as well. This talks about what am I getting from this? Heart-centered, fiery energy. I think what I'm hearing is that this would be a good atmosphere for you to bring Patty to. I think it's very easy to have fun at these kinds of parties, especially when they're a celebration of love. It's usually very high vibe, and it goes really, really well. Let me see. 25 likes. I'll check that in a second, Ray. For some reason, it's still saying 24 on my side, so I'll double check. So James, it's like it's always good to bring Patty to a wedding. I don't know why I'm just getting like that message because it makes you realize your own feelings. It's like love is in the air. Everyone wants to celebrate someone. It can feel like emotional in a good way, and I feel like it's always nice to bring someone that you care about to a wedding. It's always like a good feeling, and it's a lot of fun. So I know this isn't the wedding that you're inviting her to for this specific question. I know it's the party, but I still think it's a celebration of love. And so I feel as though that's just a really you guys keep distracting me with the 25s. Hold on. Let me just look. Hold on. Because I'm trying to get through this reading and then I keep like looking at the chat, so I'm getting distracted. Hold on. It says 23 on my side, and it says 24 on YouTube. James, send me a screenshot because I'm confused. Can you send me a screenshot on Instagram? Yeah, it's saying, oh wait, I see here. It says 24. Fiza says 24 on my end. I know, Fiza, I'm with you, girl. I'm with you. James will send me a screenshot, and then once I can confirm that, I will. I don't know, maybe YouTube just isn't updating in real time for me for some reason. Okay, so back to James's reading. Thank you, James. So back to James's reading. I just am getting that it's a good time. It's a great time to bring her around. I think you guys will have a lot of fun. It's very it's like a very like loving enjoyment, all of that stuff. I feel like it's a good time. I don't know why I'm like losing my words. I specifically have the 10 of Pentacles here. And so this talks about just everyone kind of coming together. The vibes are high, the energy is good. I don't really know. I feel like I'm going like around in the same circle. So I think that's where the message ends. I think it's just a good vibe. I think it's important that you invite her to things like this. Oh, okay. Here's another message. Thank you. I'm like, why am I getting so distracted? Maybe there's a lot going on, and you guys get into conversation, and maybe there's like a bunch of people that come through, and they're like you guys get cut off in conversation a lot. Maybe it's just because there's a lot going on. It's like overstimulated, or it's a stimulating atmosphere. And maybe like I'm just getting jumbled in my head because like I'm picking up on how it's gonna feel a little bit, because it's gonna be chaotic, a good chaotic, but kind of crazy. But the other message that I just got that came in was that it's really good for her to see you engage with other people as well. Not that she doesn't see you engage with other people, but people that actually really like you, that you're close with, just kind of seeing you engage with other people, or like having other people come up to her and tell her, you know, oh, that's so great seeing you here with James. He's so awesome, isn't he? These people talking you up is going to be really good for her to be a part of, because seeing you kind of in a natural friend element is a really good thing. I think it's important for her to see you in that way, or in that light. There is a King of Cups here. I'm not super worried about it, but it's a King of Cups in reverse. It makes me feel like there could be some type of event that happens during this party that might like maybe some, not drama, maybe with like the wedding party possibly. There might be just like an incident that happens. It doesn't have to do with you, but it feels like there might be something that happens that night that is like a complication. But it's just a small note here to just bring it up to you and let you know. Okay, so James sent me a message. So James, you can go ahead and post your next question. So everyone else that has been hanging around, this is what I want you guys to do. I want you to put a blue heart. If you're here and you want a free reading, please put a blue heart in the chat if you want a free reading. Starting now, blue heart in the chat. I'm going to add you guys to a wheel that we're going to spin and see who wins. All right, blue hearts. All right, so I'm gonna add Ray. I'm going to add Carlene. I'm going to add Stacy. I'm going to add Fiza. I'm going to add IJ. I'm going to add James. I'm going to add Marta. All right, guys, last chance to drop a blue heart and be added to the All right, Randy Lee. I'm going to give it one more minute and then we're going to spin the wheel in a second. Just go more in depth with Patty's feelings and intentions for me. Okay. More in depth with Patty's feelings and intentions. Guys, if you drop the blue heart, stick around. After this reading with James, I'm going to spin the wheel and we're going to, you guys will, your free reading, whoever wins will be the last reading of the night, okay? Patty's feelings and intentions for James and their relationship together. May, I added you. What are Patty's feelings and intentions for James? What are Patty's feelings and intentions for James? So she feels more okay, James, they're giving me an example that sometimes I feel like with you, you kind of quiet the noise in her head. There's like a I don't know if you've seen it. It's like a real story TikTok that goes around. Basically, it's like when my mind is really crazy and chaotic, he kind of like centers me and anchors me. And there's like a lot of like static noise going on in my head. And the second that I'm around him, it quiets down. And I feel like that's kind of how she views you, is that you quiet the sound in her head. She tends to get really in there. She tends to really get in that head of hers. And I think that you're very grounded. It could be because of what you do for a living or just like your natural temperament or demeanor. But I feel like you are a very grounding person to be with. Like if she like bumps elbows with you or touches your hand or something, it's like she feels instantly like she's not up in the air anymore and she's like back down to earth. What are her feelings? You're welcome, May. You know, James, I am getting a little bit of that. I have a King of Swords here, and the thing that keeps replaying in my head is a little bit of that intimidation factor that she feels with you. And it's not that she finds you intimidating as a person, but she feels like, oh, that's the word, inferiority. I think we actually talked about this. A little bit of a inferiority. It's like she has to prove herself or something. And it's kind of crazy because for you, I think you're like, you don't have to prove yourself to me. I don't need you to prove anything. But she does look at you that way. I see here with the Six of Cups that's coming through again. This indicates that she feels comforted by you. She really enjoys the ability that you give her to like explore herself further. So you give her tools and suggestions, or maybe just like You don't try to control herself from understanding herself further. So, for example, the things that you give to her, gifts that you've recently given to her, it's like a way to say, I see you, and um, I want you to be able to to grow, to evolve, to learn more about yourself. I'm here to support you in that. And I think that that's a very extraordinary thing to be for someone, is that whether or not you believe what they believe or whether or not you enjoy the things that they enjoy, you're still like, I support you in that, and that feels really good. um she just feels very supported by you. That's like a very big theme. What are her intentions? Let's see. What are her intentions for the relationship? Faiza, you said you see 25. Yeah, Faiza, you and I are the same. I'm finally seeing it on my side now. That's crazy. What are her intentions, please? What are her intentions? So I have the Ace of Pentacles, and whenever I see this, it makes me think that she wants to give you something. She wants to give you a part of herself, or she's interested in giving you something tangible. So this indicates that she wants to continue to give more effort and energy to the relationship. And while this may not feel like groundbreaking stuff that I'm telling you, it does indicate that she wants to continue this relationship. She wants to maintain and like pursue you and see where this leads. And like I said, it doesn't sound super groundbreaking, or like the information I'm providing you probably doesn't sound um, like something you haven't heard before. But I want to be clear that it's really important when you're getting readings from people that they want to continue a relationship with you. That is one of the main things that give you hope, that make you excited, that make you feel like this is a mutual interest and you're not the only one that's dragging this along, and they want it just as much as you do. And I feel like that's what I'm getting here. I feel like she's saying, like, I want to see where this goes. I want to continue this. And that's very powerful within itself, even if it doesn't seem like it. It's basically that confirmation for you that you guys are still leveling up. You're still moving on, moving forward together. And I think, James, she would love to have more fun with you. I think what's really key for your relationship, because I think it can tend to get very, well, I don't want to speak on that. I'm not going to say that. I feel, but I wonder, maybe you can tell me, is your relationship a lot, is it very playful or is it not? I'm not sure. But I feel like she wants that with you. I feel like she wants more playfulness with you. Um, I saw you just message me. I'll read that in a second. But I feel like she just wants to have more fun with you. That's her intention, is just to enjoy your company further. All right, can you guys see this? You said I want to be more playful. It's not that it isn't, but it happens. But that happens more when we spend time together. Yeah, James. Because it seems, I guess, like, because I was gonna say your relationship feels more serious. And that's what I was going to say, but I was like, I don't want to necessarily like speak on your relationship because I don't know, I don't know about that. All right, guys. But James, I will read your message that you sent and I'll get back to you, okay? All right, while I'm about to spin the wheel, Emma, so you can post your questions, okay? You can go ahead and get started. So we're gonna spin the wheel. As you can see, I have Ray, Carlene, Stacy, Fiza, IJ, James, Marta, Randy Lee, and May. Everyone that sent a blue heart. We're gonna go ahead and spin. Let me enter a title. I'll just do giveaway and save it. Let's spin. All right. Here we go. Stacy. I don't know if you guys can see that at the top. It says Stacy. Stacy, congratulations. Thank you guys for liking the live stream. I'm planning on doing this indefinitely. As long as you guys participate and like them, or I should say enjoy this, then I will continue to do this. Congratulations, Stacy. I noticed that we don't hit that number until like a little bit towards the end of the live stream. So if you guys have to leave and come back, that's totally your call. I do require you to be here to win is the only thing. So you can hang out with us and listen to me like a podcast and see if we get there, or you can just check back every once in a while. But congratulations, Stacy. You are the winner. So Stacy, you're going to be after Emma's. And then everyone else, thank you so much for being here. You can hang around or I'll see you tomorrow, but I'm going to go ahead and finish out the rest of our night here with the donations. So we have, next we have Emma's with Too Many Reads, and then Stacy the winner. So Stacy, you can think on your question that you want to ask. Thank you guys for being so supportive and congratulating. If you like this, let me know because I can keep doing it. All right, so this is for Emma. So we're shuffling for you now. General for the month of May. General for the month of May for Emma. So to start off, Emma, I have the Queen of Pentacles and the Knight of Wands. So this can be a couple of things. The Knight of Wands is kind of like spontaneous, kind of does things just maybe on a whim. So you can have a sudden change of heart or a sudden change of mind in regards to areas of your career or your finances, or your material possessions. There could be things that you're wanting to like purge, get rid of, buy new of, maybe even physically move or get a new place. But there could be some sudden urge in the month of May to make some kind of change in the three-dimensional realm of your life. So that is what I'm pulling there. Let's see, what else do we have for Emma? What else do we have for Emma? Stacy, whenever you know what your question is, you're more than welcome to post it. I can hold on to it when it's your turn, or you can wait. It's up to you. Oh, another message about that is because I said sudden changes or change of heart in the area of career or finances or material possessions. It could also indicate like wanting to allocate or budget differently. Maybe there's a certain thing you want to save up for, or maybe you want to invest. So you're looking up stocks and bonds. You're allocating funds to different areas. Maybe you are really tight and rigid with your money, you decide you want to splurge a little bit. Those are a couple other like things that can happen. But it has to do with like material wealth and finances and possessions and career. What's next for the month of May? Stacy, I might be able to help you brainstorm on that if you can't think of anything when I get to you. So there's a constant theme, Emma, about like leaving or abandoning or walking away from something. I keep going, is this message for her? But the cards keep coming through. I had like the Three of Swords, then I had the Eight of Cups, and then I have the Six of Swords, and all of this indicates like moving on, moving forward. Do you know what I could be referencing in regards to letting something go of the past that potentially just is not, maybe just isn't working, um or even just hasn't really given you much, like it hasn't, you don't feel like you're really getting much back from this thing, and maybe it's time to move on from it. That's kind of the feeling I'm getting. You decided to let an ex go. Okay, okay. So this is you going through that process and that like metamorphosis, that transition in May, because May is just around the corner. So you're still gonna be, you might be still dealing with like residual feelings about that in the month of May. What's going on in the month of May? God, the Three of Swords just keep coming through, girl. I think you're going to have residual feelings about this decision. Now, I'm not saying you're going to change your mind about that, but I do feel like you're going to be kind of going through the motions there. We do have some good luck for you in May. So you might be getting lucky in some way, shape, or form. Bless you, baby. Where is she getting lucky in? What is she getting lucky in? You're feeling it. Oh, you're still feeling it. Yeah. Where is she getting lucky in? So I feel like this is like a I'm gonna get a little woo woo, but I feel like this is a emotional spiritual reward that you're going to be receiving. Letting go from this ex, deciding to officially walk away from this person, you're going to start realizing some blocks are going to be removed from your life. Things in areas in which you struggle, maybe even in love, you're going to start to clear up for you. You're not going to notice these manifest in your life immediately. So I don't think that there's a new love in May. I could be wrong, but I think this is going to take some time for your reality to align with the decisions that you've made, for everything to kind of come together. So you're not going to see like the results instantly, but I do feel like you might even be noticing already the shift in your mind. You might notice how maybe when you would spend time thinking about this person, you notice that that's diluted quite a bit. It's not as often or as frequent. And if you're not there yet, that's okay. But I think that you're going to start feeling that in the month of May. You're going to start to feel like mentally stronger, emotionally stronger. I feel like in the realm of like karma, because the Wheel of Fortune talks about like your karma balancing itself out. You officially moved yourself out of this position, removed yourself from the situation. And I feel like you are going to be rewarded for that. I feel like the universe is going to go, okay, that's good. She doesn't want this thing anymore. Understood. What does she want? What can I put in its place? A lot of times people don't realize that when you purge or get rid of things, you're actually making room for some new things. But if we hold on to the old stuff for too long, nothing new can come in. But now you have created space for something new. And so I do feel like you're going to be rewarded for that. Um, Last message for what is going on for the month of May for her. What is going on for the month of May? They are saying that you're going to be spending quite a bit of time alone in May, but this is more like an adjustment period. I want to be clear. This doesn't mean you're going to feel lonely. It just means that you're probably not going to be socializing as much. You're still coming back to yourself. You're still trying to figure out, like, who am I without this person that I've let go of? And that could be actually be what's like pushing this desire for some type of change. I don't know. Like, you're going through something in the month of May. You're just like desiring for something in your physical world to represent what you're going through internally. I hope that makes sense. So there's like an internal transformation that's happening, and you're going, I'm just ready to see it in my real life. And so you start to do things to make it happen. This could be a haircut change. I don't know, but they're basically saying that you make this decision on a whim. Like, you suddenly like get this inspiration and you're like, okay, I've got to do this thing. So it feels good. You might not be as social in May, but that's okay because you're going through an adjustment period, and it's important for you to spend time with yourself anyways for the month of May. But that is what I have for you there. So let's take a look at mini love. Okay, good. I'm glad that makes sense. Okay. All right, mini love read for Emma. So Emma, are you completely open to just new love? Just you're completely open to something new coming in and you want to know what it is? Or is there someone specifically you're asking about? New love. All right, so we have Capricorn energy here. We also have Gemini energy. We have Sagittarius energy. We do have some Earth coming through. It's not super strong, but it's here. But I feel like this person, well, we're just gonna put it out there. They're really good in bed. They're good in bed, okay? They're the type of person who might want to try new things. Capricorn Gemini energy is kind of dangerous in a good way, because it's like this is the type of personality that really wants to try new things, like incorporate new ideas, or even if they're not the one to initiate that kind of thing, if there's something you want to try, they're very open to your suggestions and willing to do anything or try anything. This is also like a very fun person, because I feel like they can talk about anything. They're excited to do new things. I feel like this person is really going to kind of pull you out of your shell a little bit and get you out and about, doing new things, trying new food, going to new places you've never been. I feel like this is a really good balance for you, because something tells me that you're the type of energy that might be more of a homebody. Not that you don't like to socialize, but I feel like you're more if you're at home most of the time. Let me know if I'm wrong on that. But I do feel like this person's really the kind of person that likes to pull people out of their shell. It doesn't necessarily mean that they don't like being at home, because remember, I'm pulling earth energy and I did get Capricorn as well. So I do like this person, it does enjoy being at home as well. It's not like you're gonna be asked to do things that are gonna just overstimulate you and drain you every single day. But I feel like once a week they want to do something. So this could be a compromise where you're like, I want to stay home, and they're like, I want to do something, and they're like, okay, let's try a new takeout place then, because it still incorporates that feeling of trying something new or doing something new, even though you're home where you're like to be. Your person still gets to do what they want to do. So it's nice. It's like a good fusion of the two of you together. The lovers indicate soulmates. It does indicate true love in partnerships as well. Um, let me see. Let me see. This person might be really good with money. I hear career is important for them. So if they're, well, Emma, I don't know your age, but let's just say they're very career driven. So if you're young, this person's already got a job when they show up. And they're working really hard at it. So they've got goals. If you're older, this person might be working towards retirement, or if you're like of retirement age, then this person may be retired and reaping the rewards of their hard work that they've put in all of their life. This is the type of person that does want to retire. This person does want to have a nest egg, does want to have I don't know though, because like I'm sitting here going, if you're of retirement age, and you don't have to tell me, I'm just giving you different variations of this message. But something tells me that even if they're even if they've set themselves up for retirement, it's going to be very hard to pull them away from like officially letting their job go. I think they're the type of person that um it's you're in your 30s. Okay, so they're actively working towards setting themselves up for the future. I don't know if you've ever seen Gilmore Girls, Emma. I'm not talking about physically, personality, or anything like that. But do you know Lorelai's dad? If you ever watched that show, he retired and then he was like, this isn't for me, and he went back to work. Like that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting from this person, is that it's very hard for them to let go what they feel is their purpose in life. So you're never going to have to worry about this person not being able to support themselves or help support you or anything like that. They're definitely good with their career and their finances. But that is what I've got for you, Emma. It feels like a person that is going to really balance out with you quite well. So you're going to have a lot of similarities, and then in where you have differences, it's going to be compatible, because it's like I said, it's going to balance quite nicely. Kind of like how people like a fruit and a salsa. It doesn't seem like it's going to go together naturally, but a lot of people love it. Or pineapple on pizza. Doesn't necessarily seem like it's going to make sense, but a lot of people love it. So I think that's how it's going to be with you guys, is that you're going to be similar where it counts, and where it's different, it's just going to be great. Yeah. Okay, so thank you, Emma. Hopefully I answered your questions in full. We are going to move on to our last reading of the night, which is Stacy. So Stacy, I'm going to do a mini reading for you for winning the giveaway. So you said you want to ask about a relationship with Ryan, but you're not sure what to ask. Well, let me think. So we've been asking a lot, Stacey, about his feelings for you and what's kind of going on in his thoughts and his feelings. But we haven't asked what his intentions are. Like, what is he thinking in regards to what he wants to do here? Because I was picking that up intuitively, but it's never a question that we've asked outright. I'm curious to see like what he intends to do, because we know what you're trying to do on your side. We know what you want to happen, but what is he intending on doing about this? Like, is he looking up solutions himself, you know? Okay, you want to ask that? Let's do it. All right, what are Ryan's intentions with Stacy? Emma, you're so welcome. Absolutely. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. You're very welcome. What are Ryan's intentions with Stacy? What are Ryan's intentions with Stacy? Oh my God, he's all over the place, Stacy. I'm gonna give you a small, if you're not familiar with tarot, I'm gonna give you like a small couple of keywords for each card here, and you're gonna see like, wow, he is all over the place. So I have the Ten of Cups, and this talks about feeling um, in love with you, feeling like they want to date you, feeling like they want to have a family with you, they want to build a life with you. We have the Tower, and this talks about chaos, it talks about destruction, it talks about like uh, damage. Then we have the Seven of Wands, and it talks about overcoming obstacles, persevering through the challenges. Then we have the Moon, and this talks about the things that we keep hidden, the things that we're afraid to say out loud. And then we have the Five of Pentacles, talking about separation, which could be the current separation you're feeling, missing someone, and feeling like you don't really know what's going on with the other person. So that's the reading in a whole. But you can see here with it's kind of like a roller coaster, right? It's like good, not so good, not so good. And his emotions for you seem very, very complex here. So I feel like he keeps going in his head and he's saying, what do I do? What do I do? Because I want to build a life with this woman, but I don't know like how to fix this. And then he's saying, do we just start from the beginning? Because the Tower is here. And so this talks about just going back to the beginning, like hitting a full reset. And then he's like, is that possible? So it feels like he thinks that you guys have to completely deconstruct and start over. He feels like his intentions, like basically in a perfect world for him, it would basically be just starting all over, starting from scratch, because he doesn't know how else to rebuild from here. And the only way to rebuild is to basically go back to why you guys fell in love with each other in the first place, going through your own separate counseling or 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 therapy, and then going to like therapy together, really trying to work through the issues, really try to understand one another. Yeah, I mean, that's a feeling here, is that he wants to build this life with you. So I think he's saying, I want to build a life with her, I want to overcome, I want to persevere. I don't know what's going on in her head either. Maybe there's some things. Are you what are you guys scared to say something out loud to each other? Are you scared to acknowledge the fact that your relationship could be coming to an end potentially? Like, that's very hard to vocalize out loud, but when we can get vulnerable like that and we can say the scary things out loud, then we can start to do something about it. So I think that he really wants to just put everything, this is his intention, he just wants to put it all out there on the table. You're both afraid of your relationship ending. I know. So I think that what his intentions will be by the time that you meet is he's going to mentally prepare himself to put everything out there, to put everything out on the table, call it what it is, acknowledge our fears, and say, what do we do about this? What do we do? Because I think for the longest time he's been trying to like pretend or avoid um like and say these things out loud. And I think that he thinks that the only way to rebuild from here is to acknowledge the worst case scenario, acknowledge the things that we're scared to say out loud. Because then and only then can you guys address the issues and address, like, I think that it would be important for you to say to him, I'm afraid of our relationship ending. That's why we keep getting to the same cycle, because nothing really changes. Exactly. So his intentions are, in a very basic sense, to just really lay it all out there. When you guys have this conversation, he's probably going to come through brutally honest. He's going to come through like, and I think you too, Stacy, expressing your fears, acknowledging things out loud, saying the hard things out loud. Because you guys can't keep dancing. That's what he's saying. We're just dancing around the problem, and we have to just stop dancing. We have to just talk about it, but in like say things that we haven't said to each other yet kind of way. He usually wants me to change but won't change himself. That's the hard part. That's the hard part about this, is that you could literally say, Stacey, you could literally say, okay, I'll change. You could say to him, okay, this is actually inspiration from spirit right now. So they're saying you can tell him, I will change. I will work on this. I will change. I will take all of your suggestions into consideration, and I will work on myself. But what I need to ask you, Ryan, is do you think that's going to resolve all our issues? Do you think if I'm the only one that's changing, do you think that we're never going to have a problem again? Do you think that that is going to solve the issue? Do you, in your heart of hearts, feel that I am the only one contributing to our problems? And that's something that he needs to sit with, and he needs to maturely think about. Because if he's going to constantly put the blame on you, you can make all the changes you want. But in the end, there's still going to be problems because he's not trying to evolve either. And something else that needs to be acknowledged to him as well is that everyone is always on a path of evolvement. There's not a single person that's perfect, and there's not a single person that can't benefit from taking inventory of who they are, taking stock of who they are, and trying to do better the next day. There's not a single person that couldn't benefit from therapy. There's not a single person that can't benefit from hearing about themselves. Like, sometimes people need to be okay with someone telling you who you are and being like, wait, if this is how I'm being perceived, how do I fix that? Because I feel, you said that's what I don't want going into this talk. If he berated and blames me the whole time, I can't take it. So, Stacy, how would it make you feel if you found a therapist that stopped him from being able to do that in the conversation, right? She or he is going to be a middleman for the conversations you guys are going to have. But he or she, that counselor, is going to sit there and go, now wait, Ryan, remember, we're not putting blame on one another. We're having a conversation where instead of blaming, we're talking about how this person is making them feel. They're giving him tools to say, okay, well, this is what I feel. And then they're going to give you tools to say, like, for example, Stacy, you're going to say how you're feeling. And then the therapist is going to be like, now, Ryan, listen to what she says. And then afterwards, I wanted you to say out loud what you think she meant by that statement. And then he's going to say what he thinks that you meant. And you guys are going to slowly figure out that he's translating what you're saying into something that has nothing to do with what your intention was behind that comment. He's going to realize that he's just twisting your words and he's not really hearing what you have to say. There's going to be a counselor that's going to go, Ryan, you cannot do this or you cannot do that during this conversation. We're trying to be constructive here. Because here's the thing, your problem is communication. And I've been saying that you need someone that's going to basically put him in his place and put you in yours, but you feel like you're constantly the one in the wrong and you're being belittled and berated and constantly complained about. The therapist is going to say, no, we're not doing it that way. And it might take you a couple of tries to find a therapist that you both feel really good and comfortable with. But you keep saying, like, oh, berated, that is the word you used. You keep saying that he just blames you, blames you, blames you. There's no resolve. We can't talk to each other. That's why you have a therapist. Because this therapist, like Stacey, you can say something and the therapist can say the same exact thing that you said to him and he's going to hear it two different ways because he already has his defenses up with you. So you can say the sky is blue and the grass is green and he's going to say, no, it's fucking not. And the therapist is going to say to him, the sky is blue and the grass is green. And he's going to go, what? Yeah, I guess I never really thought about it that way. The same exact thing. But because it's coming from someone else and it's not you, and let this therapist be the middleman. Let this therapist be that that shield for you during these conversations because it's enough is enough. You know what I'm saying? Enough is enough. You said, yeah, that's what I want. We almost went to therapy in February and then decided to do our own personal therapy because he blamed me injury. Yeah, Stacey, this is the thing. This is the final destination. You guys have got to do this and don't wait. Don't hesitate. Don't change your mind. Or I feel like you're looking down the path of a breakup. And I think that this is like your last shot. I think that if you guys can break through these communication barriers, and I think that if he can hear about himself, if someone can tell him who he is and it doesn't have to be you, I think win-win. And I think hopefully he can also understand that it's not just about you. When two people are butting heads and not getting along, it's not just about the other person. It's not. It's about you both trying to come to a mutual understanding. And if you guys can't be emotionally intelligent in a conversation, or one of you can't be and the other person's trying to be, you're not going to get anywhere. Yeah. So my hope for you, Stacey, is that he's still open to the therapist idea. And I really, really think that this is something you guys need to talk about, and don't put it off for much longer. I mean, Stacey, take this time, girl, and say, I've got this therapist, and this therapist on speed dial, and say, pick one. I mean, don't even give him a choice because you have a lot of time right now. Research couples counselors. Figure out if you need to go through your insurance, his insurance. What do they charge if they don't do insurance? What does each session cost? Do your research right now because you have free time, and that's going to also help distract you right now because you guys aren't talking to each other. So take this time to do that research, and then the second that he agrees to it, make that phone call, set that appointment. Don't put it off any longer. Good. I'm glad you said you think he'll still be open. All right, perfect. All right, Stacey, well, that's where I'm going to leave it. I need to eat some dinner, and I probably only have about 30 more minutes with my husband before he goes to bed. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. But yes, get those and get a couple counselors too, because you might call one and they might say they're not taking new patients. So just get a couple people on a list and just have them ready to go. Get their phone number, get their address, figure out from their website, do they do video calls? Do they do in person? Figure out options for both in case he only wants to do one or the other. Like, give yourself a bunch of choices and get their information and write it down or put it in your phone. And then that way, once he agrees, you guys can just get that set. Yeah, you're welcome, Stacy. All right, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.